Grab the blankets back behind you. Roll your arms back and really open your chest. Take a couple of big deep breaths like this. If you want to look up, you can look up. Really stretch that front of the body. Whatever feels comfortable for you this morning. Start to wake up the body. Keeping your elbows close to your sides, bring your hands out to the side and pull those forearms back so you feel that rotation of the shoulder, openness across the chest. And then maintain as much of that as you can. The arms are going to roll, but see if you can keep the width in the chest as you bring the hands together, thumbs at the sternum bone. Keep your eyes nice and soft, face nice and soft, and let that top eyelid come down to rest on the bottom eyelid. Take a couple of quiet breaths here. Observing your posture. Can you press down through your sit bones and lift up through your abdomen? Watch that you don't push forward at the tops of the buttocks and the lumbar spine. Right, let the tops of the buttocks descend, the abdomen lift, sternum bone lift, shoulder blades descend. Take a nice deep breath in. Trikonasana mudito pakshanam Sukha dukkha punya punya vishayana Avanantas chitta prasana. Come down through the crown of your head. On an exhalation, bow your head. Connect your head with your heart. Place your hands to your thighs, palms up. Slowly raise your head. Slowly open your eyes. You can do the opposite cross of your legs if you'd like. Interlace your fingers, take your palms forward. Inhale and bring the arms up. Stretching all the way from the hip to the armpit. Not just taking the arms back, but lengthening all the way from the hip to the armpit, finding that length in the sides of the torso. Exhale and bring the arms down. Do the opposite interlace of the fingers. Inhale and take the arms up. Now breathe while your arms are up here. Don't hold your breath. But focus on that extension. Press your sit bones down into the floor and lift up. Try to thin your waist. Lift up through the sides of your ribcage. Lift your armpits up. Upper arm bones to elbows. Forearms to wrists. And then on an exhalation, bring your arms down. Straighten out your legs. We're going to take a legs up the wall again. So we won't use any height under the hips. You'll just use a blanket at the wall, and you'll need a little side to side space to take your legs wider than hip width apart. You can certainly have a blanket down or padding. And also, if you're on hardwood or anything, you can sit on the edge of the, well, you don't have ropes, never mind. You can kind of scoot on that blanket. You can scoot the blanket in. But really the easiest way to do this is to just get the side of your body right up against the wall. And then kind of swing yourself around so that your hips are as close to the wall as you can get them. Hamstrings may ask you to be a little bit farther away from the wall. That's okay. And then just start with your legs, your feet hip width or a little more so apart, maybe shoulder width apart. Right, and we're gonna press the thighs to the wall. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms out, and then same thing that we did seated here. Press your thighs and your sit bones towards the wall as you inhale and take your arms over your head. Now you can really feel that lower back, right? Watch that lower back isn't overly arching towards the ceiling. Try to keep that lower back somewhat flat on the floor. With the legs up like this, you usually can, but reach from the hips to the waist, to the sides of the rib cage, up through the armpits. All right, and then bring the arms back where you can see them. Do the opposite interlace of your fingers. And one more time as you press your thighs and your sit bones towards the wall, bring your arms up over your head and extend. Not so much just trying to straighten the arms, but feel your armpits moving towards the wrists. Right, and then bring your arms back down. You can bring them down by your sides, and we're just going to take the legs a little bit wider. And again, press those thighs towards the wall. Pull your toes down towards your shins. Feel that stretch in the back of the heel, the Achilles, the lower calf muscle, and press those calves, backs of the knees, backs of the thighs towards the wall. And one more time, interlace the fingers, take the palms up. As you press those legs and sit bones towards the wall, bring your arms over your head. Inhale, big deep inhalation. Exhale and bring the arms back where you can see them. Opposite interlace of the fingers. And one more time, big deep inhalation. Bring the arms over the head. And then exhale and bring the arms back down. All right, now bring your legs a bit closer to where you don't feel like you have to hold them up. All right, and then you'll take your right ankle onto your left knee. And you're just gonna pulse or push, whatever feels comfortable to you, that right knee towards the wall. So you're just getting that inner groin lengthening. Keep some movement going though, don't stop yet. Just pulsing that knee towards the wall. All right, and then take that leg up. Now you'll take your left leg. Of course, this is my bad knee, so I'm gonna do the best I can. And pulse that knee towards the wall. You can push on it if you want to, but just keep it moving. Whatever feels right to you this morning. Really focused on the hips today. Take that leg back up. We'll do the first side again. We're going to go a little deeper this time. So take that right ankle onto the knee. Then with your hands, come behind your leg, so you're coming around the under your leg towards the shin, under your foot, and then see how much you can pull that foot in towards a Padmasana position. You can continue to hold it with your left hand, and then same thing, keep it moving. Now think less about the knee doing the movement and think more about the inner groin doing the movement. So as the knee moves to the wall, think inner groin to inner knee. And then it relaxes. Inner groin to inner knee, and then it relaxes. Couple more. All right, and on this next one, hold. You can use your hand to brace if you'd like, or you can just use that inner groin to inner knee, holding that knee toward the wall. All right, and then release. Take that leg up. And we'll do the other side. You'll do what you can do on this side. All right, so ankle on the knee, come behind the foot, behind the shin, and pull that foot down as low as it'll go. All right, and then again, the knee moves to the wall, but I want you thinking inner groin to inner knee. Pulsing. Thinking inner groin to inner knee. Your next one, let's hold inner groin to inner knee. You can use your hand if you want, or you can just let that muscle do the work. Couple of breaths. All right, and then release and take the leg up. All right, right leg again. Bring it into the best position that you can this morning. And then you're gonna fold that left leg into a half Padmasana. Think inner groin to inner knee on that right leg. And then if you want to go for the full Padmasana, you can use your hands to bring that left leg into the full Padmasana, or you're welcome to just stay at a half Padmasana. You can get your legs to rest on the wall, fantastic. If they need to come a little bit towards you, you can work on pulsing, inner groins to inner knees. And then release the legs, take them back up straight. And left leg. Bring the left leg into the best position that you can. Pull that right leg. Take a moment there, inner groin to inner knee. And then if you feel like that right leg's gonna come over, bring that right leg into Padmasana. Inner groins to inner knees. Pulse a few times. Even if you're against the wall, still activate those muscles, inner groin to inner knee. Take those legs back up the wall. Then bend your knees, scoot yourself a little ways away from the wall. You don't have to come too far away from the wall, then a couple of little inchworms, and then roll to your side and slowly sit up. Just come and sit into a a Dandasana position. All right, Vrksasana, downward facing dog pose. You can bend one knee, straighten the other. Really getting into the back of the legs. Your time. When you're ready, both legs straight. And pull back at the thighs as you reach forward from the hip to the waist to the rib cage. Just like we did in the seated position. Lengthen those sides of the torso. All right, now, if you've got a block within reach, you could just come down to seated. If you need to get a block, walk your hands and feet towards each other and grab a block. We're gonna come back to seated cross legs. You can be on a blanket if you tend to need some height under your hips, or you can be flat on the floor. We're just gonna do that downward facing cross legs position. All right, so I'm just getting this blanket for my knee. You can use whatever amount of height in front that you need. We'll do both crosses of the legs, so you do whichever one you want to do first. All right, now interlace the fingers real quick. Come up, get that length through your sides. All right, so now pretend that someone is there with their armpit, their thumbs in your armpits, keeping you up, because you're gonna have to bring your arms down maybe. But keep coming forward through those armpits. Then once you're down, you can relax your arms. Let your head be supported so you can take some nice deep breaths and maintain a relaxed feeling through the back of the head, the back of the neck, the upper back, the mid back. Walk your hands back. Do the opposite cross of the legs. Opposite interlace of the fingers, and get that height. You can even take your own thumbs into your armpits if you want. Pull yourself forward and bring the head down to rest. Couple of nice, deep breaths. And then just settle into a natural breath. Let it flow. And relax your legs. Sometimes we hold the legs gripped here so that we don't feel that stretch in the hips. On a nice deep exhalation, completely relax your legs and really settle into that stretch you're feeling in the hips. And walk your hands back. Slowly sit up, straighten out your legs. All right, and then we're gonna come to standing. We'll do a couple poses without the chair, and then we're gonna get a chair. All right, so have blocks if you want blocks for standing poses. We're gonna start with tree pose. So if you want to be near a wall, you don't have to take a mat or anything. If you want to be near a wall for tree pose, you're welcome to take your back to the wall for tree pose. All right, so we'll stand on the left foot first and lift the right. All right, so look down at your feet, point your toes straight ahead. All right, and then you're welcome to reach down and grab that ankle. Bring that leg up as high as it'll come. Hold it if you need to hold it. We've done some bent knee stuff, so it may just be ready to stay. Pressurize that inner left foot and grip that outer left hip. You can grip the right one too. All right, and then I want you to just do that inner groin to inner knee. Try not to let this hip turn, all right, but pulse that knee back. Get this inner groin to inner knee action going. Just like we did when we were laying down at the wall. You were pulsing that knee towards the wall, but doing it from the lengthening of that inner groin. All right, and then inner groin to inner knee, hold that knee in place. If you feel steady, bring your hands to Namaskarasana. If you don't, you can keep one hand on the wall like I am and reach up. Hands can come back to Namaskarasana. Release and then release that leg. All right, and then second side. All right, so standing on the right leg, you'll lift the left leg as high as you can get it to go. That's about it for me. And then inner groin to inner knee. You're pulsing that knee back, but keeping that left hip forward. So it's not a swinging of the hips, right? It's a lengthening of that inner groin. All right, and then hold that knee back, turn the belly a little to the right, Namaskarasana, Vrksasana. Lengthening all the way from the waist or the hip to the waist, rib cage, armpit, reach up, back to Namaskarasana, and release, and Utthita. All right, now we'll step forward to the mat for some Trikonasana. All right, so if you want to block, you're welcome to have a block. You can also use your shin, ankle, foot, floor. Bring your arms up at chest level and then jump or step your feet nice and wide. Utthita Trikonasana. Left foot turns in, right leg turns out. Now, take your left hand onto your hip. Bring your right hand like you're in Namaskarasana. All right, so same thing that we've already done, seated, laying down, and what we just did in the tree pose. From the hip, through the waist, through the rib cage, reach up. Get this side nice and long. All right, and then right here at the top of the hip, where the thigh meets the hip, cut in and reach out as you come over, and then find the block or whatever you're using for your support. All right, now turn that top of the right thigh back, inner groin to inner knee, and roll your left side back. Extend your arm up. Inhale and come up. Turn your feet. Let's come back to Tadasana. All right, so jump or step the feet back together. Just be in Tadasana for a moment. See how those two sides feel. All right, and then if you're using a block, let's move the block. From Tadasana, jump or step your feet wide. All right, we're going to the left this time. So right hand on the hip, bring your left hand like it's in Namaskarasana. Turn your belly a little bit back towards the right. Now as you reach up, think of lengthening through that side. All right, now my right knee's gonna bend a little bit. Y'all will keep your left knee straight. Bring your arm down. Turn that top of the thigh out. Keep cutting that hip crease back as you reach through your armpit. Try to feel that same lengthening of the side on that left side that you felt when the arm was up. Roll that right shoulder back. And then extend that right arm up. Big deep breaths. Press into the feet, inhale and come up. All right, and then jump or step the feet back together. Just be in Tadasana. Now we're gonna take a chair to the wall, and I'm gonna recommend a mat on the back of the chair. You don't need a mat on the floor. But a mat on the back of the chair is really for comfort, purely for comfort. So if you're tired, you can skip the mat. Right, so chair will be open. You're going to take the mat on the back of the chair and then push that up against the wall. I'll turn the camera a little bit. All right, so we're going to start with you'll stand on your left leg and you're going to take your right leg, bent knee onto the chair. And you want to have your heel pretty much in line with the arch of your right foot. Right heel in line with the left arch. Right, so that's putting the feet basically in alignment. If that feels a little too stretchy for you, you feel like it's really pulling you towards that bent knee, you can walk that foot forward a little bit. All right, now take the back of your right hand onto that inner knee, gently press it back, but you find that inner groin to inner knee. All right, inner groin to inner knee, like you're trying to pull, so the hand is bracing the knee so it doesn't come forward. You use that inner groin to inner knee to feel like you can pull the knee off the back of the hand. Turn your belly towards the left as you take that right knee back. Grip at your buttocks, right? So I kind of am pushing out into that standing hip. If I grip into the buttocks, it gets me lifting. I can start to feel that hip to waist, waist to rib cage, armpits up. In fact, inner groin to inner knee on that right side. Bring your hands to Namaskarasana and then up through Hasta. All right, and then bring the hands down. Carefully bring that foot back down. You need to kind of release that left knee. You can release that left knee. All right, and then we'll turn around. We'll do the opposite side. So you're going to stand on your right foot. You're going to take your left foot up. Line up heel to arch, and then just see, is that going to be comfortable? If it's excruciating or you just keep feeling pulled towards that bent side, walk the foot forward a little bit if you need to. Press into your feet, grip at your outer buttocks, then you're going to take that back of the left hand against the knee, and you're going to use that inner groin to knee to try to pull the knee back off the back of the hand. All right, hands to Namaskar, maintain that inner groin to inner knee. And then reach up. Feel that hip to waist, waist to rib cage to armpit. And then extend your arms up. Big deep breaths. Bring the hands down. Step the leg down. Just be in Tadasana for a moment. You might have to bend that right knee a little bit. All right, now we're going to take the foot up onto the back of the chair. So you're going to have to figure out your distance that you need to be. All right, so starting here, you're going to take that heel on the back of the chair. You see I can't get my legs straight, so I've got to step out a little bit farther. Be careful as you do this. You can lean into the wall. The two of you are flexible enough. You can lean into the wall. All right, and you want to look down and see the best that you can that that ankle is under the hip, that it's not wider. Heel in line with arch, or bring the foot a little bit forward. Now, bend this knee that's on the back of the chair a little bit. So you'll lean in, your hip will come inside your foot a little bit. Back of the hand on the knee. All right, now, top of the thigh turns. All right, and to straighten this knee, you're going to do inner groin to inner knee. All right, so you have to move this hip away to straighten that leg. Turn the belly to the left. All right, and then start to slide. Keep this leg here. Let's do this again. What did we do? This hand on the hip, reach up through your right arm. Turn your belly. All right, and then like you're coming over into a Trikonasana, go to your capacity and then bring the hand down to rest. And you can still, when you get that hand down towards your shin or your ankle or your foot, you can push on the inside to turn the belly. But still find that same hip to waist to rib cage to armpit length on the right side. Our tendency is to stretch the left side. I want you to stretch the right side. And you can extend your left arm. It's straight in line with your right arm. You're not taking it straight up in the air. All right, and then come up right. Bend the knee, bring the foot down to the chair. Join the feet. Now you can kind of see where that foot is. You can turn around. All right, same thing. Take that left foot onto the chair and then heel up onto the back of the chair and see ankle in line with hip, heel in line with arch. And if you need to, you can bring that left foot a little bit forward. Bend that left knee a little bit and turn the thigh. So when you look at your kneecap, it's pointing straight towards the ceiling. You can take the back of the hand to the knee and think inner groin to inner knee as you move those hips back over that right ankle. Turn the belly to the right. So this is Utthita, Hasta, Padangusthasana. We're going to treat it a little bit like triangle pose. Reach up through that left arm. Lengthen that left side. That's the side. I want you to maintain feeling that stretch. So deepen that left hip crease as you come over. Hand can come down eventually to the ankle, the shin, the foot, even to the wall. And you can find a little leverage there to push and turn the belly more towards your right. Right, and then you can extend that right arm. But keep that leg deep in that hip crease and reach from the left hip to the left armpit. Breathe. All right, and then coming back, up, bend the knee. set the foot down. If you need to kind of release that right knee, release that right knee. Let's begin in Tadasana. All right, let's go backwards now to Trikonasana. All right, I'll straighten up the camera. If you need to get the chair out of the way, you can get the chair out of the way. We're done with it. All right, so break on the right hand side if you're using it. Jump or step your feet wide. Now this is wider than where we were when we were in the heel on the back of the chair. I just wanted to have the foot nice and stable so we could use it for some leverage. All right. Left hand on the hip, turning the belly towards the left leg, reaching out through that right arm. Even arch back so you overstretch, lateral extension on that side. This is the side I want you to feel stretch. All right, deepen that hip crease as you come over. Keep reaching, hip to armpit, and then coming down to find your support. Roll that left shoulder back. Think about your right knee. You can bend it a little, turn that top of the thigh, and then inner groin to inner knee. Take that armpit away from the hip. Reach up with the left arm when you're ready. And then inhale to come up. Turn your feet. Let's step back to Tadasana. See, we had to come to Tadasana and the other, so we're just taking that moment here. And then walk to the other side. Jump or step your feet wide. Heel in line with the arch. It can be a little forward if it needs to be. Right hand on your hip. Reach up through that left arm. Lateral extension. Feel that stretch. Now this hip has to cut to the right as you reach through your armpit. Find that length. Maintain that length. Roll the side back. Turn your belly like you're trying to turn it towards the ceiling. And then reach the arm up. Big deep breaths. And pull with that arm to come up. Turn your feet. Jump or step the feet back to Tadasana. All right, and then you can decide. Trikonasana here in the middle of the room. If you want to go back to the wall, go back to the wall. I'm going back to the wall. Standing on your left foot, reach down there and catch that right foot and bring it up into your tree pose. Okay, and then that foot presses into the thigh, inner groin to inner knee, but keep the belly turning. Keep these hips as square to the front of the room as you can. All right, and then if you can take both hands, bring both hands to Vrksasana. Reach up, Hasta. Vrksasana. Release that leg, Padmasana. All right, other side, be on the right leg, bring your left leg high as it's gonna go. Inner groin to inner knee to keep the belly, keep the pelvis turning. Bring the hands to Vrksasana. And reach up. Be sure you're breathing, even though you're focused on balance. Keep your breath. Down. Release. The intense. All right, take an Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. up onto your toes, bend your knees a little bit, right? And then move your hips back so you start to feel that same stretch through your sides. All right? The arms can only go so far forward. You have to pull the hips back, right? And then slowly start to straighten your legs, pressing back at the thighs. Feel that extension through the sides, through the armpits, through the arms. Look forward, walk your hands and feet towards each other. Be in a comfortable Uttanasana for you. Feet can be together or apart, concave back or head down. Okay, bend the knees, weight into the heels, inhale and stand up. Grab a strap, we're going to take some Supta Padangusthasana. I like the loop in the strap, I think it's easier to hold. And we're actually going to do a slightly different hold. We're going to do the hold that I've been doing since I can't grip with my right hand. I'll show that to you. We're going to start with the right leg first, but we're going to do the left knee bent first, right? So be where you can look in the camera for just a second, or look in the screen for just a second. With that loop around your foot, you'll have it so you can still hold it in the one. But for two, you're going to take the tail of the strap behind your head. All right. And then as you come out to the side, you're going to hold on to that tail of the strap. Right. And so you see, I'm straightening. Right. So I'm still holding with the right hand. All right. But then as I'm coming out, I've got the support over here in my left hand as well. And it kind of forces you to extend that left arm. But you see, I can let go with my right hand and it just holds the leg up. Okay? That's how we'll do the two today. Right? So, legs flat on your back, both knees bent. Take that strap around the right foot. You can go front of the heel or ball of the foot. I don't care. And then go ahead and take your strap, that tail of the strap, just take it behind the neck. You don't have to hold it right now. It's just there. Right now, you're going to hold with the right hand, straighten the right leg, and just be in the first version of the pose. Hold with that right hand, press that front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. Really get a hamstring stretch here. Deep breaths. Now, the phenomenon here on this side is that the hip wants to come up. All right? So you're going to press down into that left foot a little bit and lift your hip up and take that right hip towards the left heel a little bit. So we still want to maintain this length like we did in the standing poses, but it's less from this extension, right? Because the arm's not over the head, and it's more from the maintaining the hip moving to the heel. All right, now grab that strap that you put behind your head. All right, your left leg can go out to the left. You'll keep it bent, but you can let the knee drop. Hold that strap in the left hand as you take the right leg out to the right. Right, and then you can pull on that strap to straighten the elbow. You may have to adjust where your hand is holding, or if you've got the flexibility, you can just pull your leg a little bit higher. It's kind of nice, right? So now let everything go toward that left arm. Not so much the right leg, but the pelvis is turning to the left, the abdomen is turning to the left leg is doing its work, which isn't a lot right now. Gravity is doing that work. And then inhale and bring that leg back up, knee back straight up, and just feel now how the Supta 1 feels, even though Supta 2 really works more of the inner thigh, right? The hamstrings get a little bit looser after. All right, and then release that foot, bend the knee, set the feet back onto the floor. And we're going to do bent knee to the left. All right, so right leg will be bent, left leg, you'll take the strap around the foot, and you're going to take that strap behind your head. It'll just rest there and wait for you. Okay, just be in Supta 1. Observing what's going on in that left hip. All right, so press down into your right foot, lift your hip up and tuck that hip back over towards the right foot a little bit. You may get a little crooked. You can scoot your back over if you need to. But you want to feel like that outer left hip is moving down towards the foot of the mat, not up towards your armpit. Nice deep breaths. All right, and with your right hand, you're going to hold that strap. All right, you're going to pull it out. And then you're going to let the right knee drop to the right as the left leg goes over to the left. And you're going to hold that strap and push that right arm straight. Let the pelvis turn towards the right. Let the belly turn towards the right. Like gravity, pull that right leg down. Let the left leg relax and ease closer towards the floor. This time we'll straighten both legs. So you're going to rest in a short little Shavasana type position. Now, bend both knees and place your feet onto the floor. Right, and then you're going to do a little pelvic tilt. You're going to lift your buttocks up and strongly tuck your buttocks toward your heels. So you feel when the knees bend, the lower back can be on the floor. And then I want you to push towards your head a little bit. So you feel your shoulder blades pulling towards your waist, and maybe even you feel the buttocks pulling a little bit more away from the waist. Right, and then strap around the right heel. Straighten the right leg. You can have that strap, you can take the tail of the strap behind your neck. Now, pick up the right hip again, press into the left foot, pick up the right hip again and push that right hip towards the left leg. One thing you can do is you can hold with your left hand, put your right hand at your outer hip, and then as you lift that right hip up, just push it. You want to feel that a little space comes there into the waist. Right? And then holding that strap firmly, keeping the right leg straight. You're going to push that left heel out along the mat and take the back of the leg towards the floor. You want to feel that anterior tilt of the pelvis coming. You want to feel, ooh, there's no stretch in my hamstring. Right now, take your left leg a little bit wider, go towards the left corner of the mat. Hold that tail of the strap with your left hand and take your right hand out to the side, turning the pelvis, the belly. Pull with that left arm. Press down through that left leg. Grant that left hip. You can slowly let that right leg descend closer to the floor. Back up. And the knee, release the foot, straighten the leg. All right, let's go through all those motions one more time. Bend your knees, feet on the floor, strong pelvic tilt, buttocks towards the heels, and then push towards your head a little bit. So you feel there's some length through the sides of the torso there. Right leg will stay bent to begin with. Take the strap around the left foot. You can tuck that tail of the strap behind the head. We'll use that again. Right, and then with that right foot still on the floor, you're going to press and lift up. You can hold the strap with the right hand, left hand on the outer hip, and just really tuck. Tuck it strong so you feel there's some length in the waist. You may feel crooked here, but that's okay. It's not going to stay. All right, and then be in that bent knee version, and then start to push that right heel along the mat. Straighten that right leg. Feel that anterior tilt of the pelvis come. A little deeper hamstring stretch. Okay, you can see my knee doesn't look very straight, but extend through that heel, front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. And that's true on both legs. Extend through both heels, fronts of the thighs to the backs of the thighs. Now bend your right knee just a little bit and take that heel towards the outer corner. Re-straighten the leg towards the outer corner. Okay, you can hold that strap in your left hand. And then as you take the leg out to the left, turning pelvis. Even turn your tailbone to the right. Pelvis to the right, belly to the right. Extend through that right leg. Pull with that left arm. Slowly let that left leg come lower and lower, but maintain that turning. So the right side stays down. That's what we do in the triangle pose when we Drop that elbow back behind us and turn the belly. Here, we can anchor that side down and let the left side have the movement. Inhale and bring that leg back up. Release the foot, straighten the legs. Right, and then roll to your side. Sit up, but you're just gonna come into Padangusthasana. And if you want some support, if you've got it nearby, you can take a block to support your head or a blanket or a bolster. And you're just gonna come forward in Padmasana. If you don't make it to your support, just come forward and look down. You can even just stay upright, but let your chin come down towards your chest. Take a couple of nice deep breaths, really feel that breath in the back. And then walk your hands back, press with your hands to sit up. We'll take a Shavasana. You've got your chair maybe is still out, maybe you have a bolster nearby. You just want to be flat, you can just be flat. All right, but a short Shavasana, something soft under your head at least. Tucking the buttocks away from the waist, shoulders towards the waist. Begin with a couple of nice deep breaths. And with each exhalation, just try to let the body release. Let the body feel heavy on the floor. To lay here, you can scan and find where is the tension wanting to hang on today. Focus your breath there, letting that area release. And we'll move slowly out of Shavasana, take a couple of deeper breaths. Bend your elbows and rest your palms anywhere on your torso and take another couple of deep breaths. Really feel with your hands that breath. Let the soles of your feet connect with the ground. Feel how that change in posture and connection with the ground kind of shifts the energy. And you're ready to roll to your side. The side that's most comfortable or convenient for you. Rest with your arms to sit up. Your head low and your eyes closed. Take a moment to thank yourself for coming to class and continuing your practice. Slowly raise your head. Slowly open your eyes. Have a very lovely weekend.